Dalton, what's up, man?
Ralph.
How's it going? It's been a long time.
No way, dude.
What's happening? The dimensions are merging. But yeah,
It's weird, right? This is bizarre.
it's a little weird. Yeah, I haven't talked to you in a while, but yeah, man, I hope you're doing well.
Yeah, likewise. Yeah, I don't know. I thought it would be interesting if I called in, I guess. I'm just having lunch, and I'm glad that you're covering the King Cobra stuff. I really am, because really everyone else who's covering it is super insufferable. Um, and they all have the wrong opinion. And you being someone that has, been involved in this sort of sector, if you will, you know how this works. You know the types of people that, if this was a poisoning, would do something like that. If this was, alcohol abuse, the people that would drive him to get to that point. Like, this. And, you were talking earlier about the swatting and the crocodile tears and the just everything. It breaks your heart. And watching that video from his dad, he says, to his fans, he lived for them, and that's a beautiful thing. And what I was saying in the chat, I believe, is really true. King Cobra is a rare example of someone that really had a 50-50 audience split of people that hated him and people maybe not hated him, but didn't like him, wanted to fuck with him.
Yeah.
And then the other 50% were, genuine fans, but they're casual viewers, and now that he's gone, you're going to see a lot of people that fucked with him, fucked with his life, fucked with his family, fucked with his dad, come out and say, "Oh, well, we loved King Cobra. It was all fun and games." The reality is very different than that. And I'm glad you're covering it, Ralph. I really am.
Well, thank you. And that's one of the things that struck me. I see people like the Kiwi tapes and other people on Twitter, and not all. Like, I saw some people who were genuinely sad about it, but a lot of these people I know for a fact are scum, and they, helped drive this guy into the grave. He's dead now. Right. And
Yeah.
oh, now I'm really sad. Oh, I didn't really want him to die. And okay, well, he's dead. What did you think was going to happen? And it doesn't always happen, but that was an eventuality that could happen.
Right there is the problem in and of itself, Ralph. They say that they didn't want him to die. If this is what it was, this is what they wanted to have happen. Every time someone swats somebody, what do you think the goal is? What do you think the underlying intention is there? What do you think they think is going to be the funniest outcome? This is how it is. And now they have to posture. People have to posture every time something bad like this happens, whether it be even Christian, having sex with his own mother. That's disgusting and vile. And clearly that guy is fucked up. But who drove him to do that? Who pushed him in that direction? Who manipulated him? And who... If you played games with a mentally ill person that shouldn't have been online to begin with, and you gave them all this attention, it's like these people, now they want to virtue signal. They want to virtue signal about it all. Oh, Christian shouldn't have fucked his mom. Oh, what if King Cobra stopped drinking? Oh, what if this, what if that? The reality is you encouraged everyone to do what they do. You push them into a dark place in their life, however that may be. It's just messed up, Ralph. It really is.
It's totally fucked. And this guy, look, I've had problems in my life too, like, no doubt. But I'm cognizant. Yeah, right. But like, I know what's going on at the end of the day, right? Like, I'm not totally fucking spaced out.
We are like conscious beings.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Like, I know what's happening at the end of the day, and I'm not trying to slag him off, but he obviously, seemingly had some problems, with reality, right? And what's going on, and who's friendly and who's not, and what's happening here, and this person sent me this, and he seemed like a guy that was easily kind of. I've seen him on stream where he's like, "Oh, they're coming to my house again, and oh, here goes another order. They're beating on my door." They would send cops to this guy's house 24/7. It's crazy. I'll let this play.
Captain Reynolds sent $5 on Rumble. Ralph, him sitting here making coffee, getting ready for work. I figured you'd say hi beforehand.
Thank
I
you.
saw you were right about Jim faking his death BTW. I think it was a money scam for shilling his merch.
Be on the lookout for his big Halloween spectacular. Is my only prediction there.
They took the wrong one. It's the wrong one today. I'm telling you.
I said that, man, like, I don't know. I'm just saying, like, all these people had fun and games for years and years at this guy's expense. And now the day that they find out he's dead, huge crocodile tears. Oh, I couldn't believe it. But they, like you mentioned, like, it's really a no-lose situation for them. Because if he lives, they can keep fucking with him. And if he dies, it can be, oh, he's dead. I'm sorry. I didn't really mean it. We were just fucking around. And
Grogman sent $10 a circle of protection on Josh's immortal soul. Rip my king.
Now look, I'll go back and play that song, but I want to get Dalton's take on that. And thank you, Grogman. Grogman knew this guy, like, you know, he'd had some interactions with him and ordered one of his wands and all this stuff. There were a lot of people like that.
I'm sorry for his loss.
Literally, yeah.
It's tough. Yeah, I wrote in your chat. You know, I've been a casual observer for probably 5-6 years, something like that. I don't know. And you know, again, it's like I liked him. I thought he was funny. I thought that he was genuinely like interesting and you know, creative, no matter how chaotic it was or whatever. And there were harmless pranks. There were things that even Cobra, I'm sure, would be laughing at.
Right.
You know, and but us casual observers really are not enough to make a difference. And you know, I guess my take on all of this is, if you're casually watching someone who's got sort of these, whatever you want to call them, A-logs, trolls, whatever you want to call them, haters, you know, try sticking up for them. Try, maybe it sounds gay, maybe it sounds corny, but maybe try having their back a little bit and truly being there for them, because you never know how much it's affecting them. Online, you have to have the face of nothing bothers me. I'm gonna, you know, push through. But the reality sometimes is a bit different, you know.
Well, you know, I don't want to do a sad song for myself, but like, yeah, people don't necessarily understand what it's like sometimes off air, and yeah, I'm used to it, whatever now, and I could stop, of course, I'm not going to, but yeah, like this stuff that's said about your kids every day, and even some of the stuff I read last night, like, I hope your kids hate you, and I hope they grow up to despise you. I'm like,
it's
okay,
effective. It is effective.
Yeah, it does.
And they wouldn't, and they don't do it because it's effective. They do it because they know that at the end of the day, you know, the things they say about people's families, the things they say about their kids, the things they say about their personal lives, it's an impact. And you know, there are people where, like yourself, you know, you said,
sorry. No, go ahead. Finish your thought now.
They, you know, how you said, you know, I've gotten used to it, this or that. You know, you're a veteran of this. You've been playing this game for a long time. But I remember, you know, coming up, and when I started streaming, all of a sudden there was this whole group I didn't know about that existed that was like dedicated to hating, you know, whether it was you or whether it was Nick or whether it was, you know, anybody that I was associated with. There were like, you know, there's an entire group of those people. And it's like, you know, now at the time I had a wife involved, and that's not good. You know, it affects them much more than it even affected me. And then that affects me. You know, it's really fucked up. It's really sad.
I've talked about that a lot. And of course, I don't have a wife anymore.
Hey, again, being your vibe.
Yeah, but like, and she came from the internet, right? Like, she came from some of these circles too, but even she couldn't really handle it.
Incel Sim sent $1
look, I don't
on
think
Rumble.
he ate shit. I don't even know what
really
that is.
Betray his friends for an e-girl and eat shit.
Okay,
no, Ralph. We
they
can
say
cover
that about me.
drama.
Wait, are we shit-eating brothers? Like, they claim I ate shit too. Like, I don't know. I guess I didn't know we had that in common. But no, I didn't eat shit, and I'm assuming Dalton didn't eat shit either. But
no, I definitely.
Yeah, I don't know.
I forgot that that's something that you're accused of. That's so funny.
Can you guys get some new ones here? Like, I don't know. It's pretty crazy. Yeah, anyway, she came from, like, you know, the fucked up parts of the internet. And even she was like, you know, eventually tapped out. And I had something to do with that myself too. But like,
by the way, Incel Simp is a politically provoked audience member.
Oh, shout
So
out
that
to
makes sense.
yeah, I saw you. Look, we didn't know you were coming on, and I don't even know fully what's going on with Brittany and all that stuff. I do see her on Twitter every once in a while, and I know there's some heat there, but like I really haven't.
Yeah. Maybe we'll cover it another day.
Yeah.
It's a bit convoluted.
Yeah, this is kind of deep to get into that stuff today. We're just kind of talking about King Cobra and the whole phenomenon of these people saying, okay, I'll let that go.
Negro Spritzer sent $5 on Rumble. Fuckingers.
Thank you.
Yeah. No, that's good. Yeah.
I appreciate that. But yeah, it's just good to talk to you, honestly. You and I did a lot of great stuff together. I remember, I'll never forget, first off, we were on the air when the Russia-Ukraine war broke out, and we were doing
when the bombs dropped.
yes,
Ralph.
literally, it just happened. He just happened to be on my show when that happened, and then also we covered Ralphamania. Now I talked a little bit about my estranged wife and this and that. That was kind of like the capstone to the 2022 golden year, and I really love that. And I don't go back and watch it that much, obviously, for reasons, but this is it's kind of like, okay, it makes me a little sad, I won't lie, but you were great as my co-host there on Ralphamania, and we did our whole wrestling commentary thing, so I always appreciate that.
Yeah, I remember, people don't know this because, so here's a little inside lore, back channel lore. When I was getting out of the military, I was kicked out for the whole COVID thing. I actually called in to your show to co-host the Russia-Ukraine war, and I was on staff duty. So I was pulling a 24-hour shift guarding the barracks or whatever while I was on.
No shit.
your show. And I remember too, there were times I called in, argued with the likes of Dingo and, Rambot and those guys. I argued with them while I was doing just at work in the military.
Thank you, Uncle
stuff,
Sam, for supplementing the kill stream. But man, there was a lot of good times. I will ask you, first off, I've been covering Nick's generational run, as it's come to be called. And of course, I don't have any beef there. And some people, I guess, want me to have beef. That's kind of a moment in time. It happened for several different reasons, most of them my own personal things that were going on. And I was wound up by a couple people behind the scenes as well. I think the story is pretty well known. But
listen, I don't. I think that there are. You didn't really do a whole lot to me personally. So
wait, repeat what you said because it cut out. It cut out.
Well, I don't have any beef with you personally.
Yeah.
Ultimately, you were going after my friends,
True.
Which causes a rift. But I think that was just a part of the time, and I know you were going through a lot, and I have empathy with you there. So, on my end, there's no ill will, and obviously, I love Nick. He's a great friend to me, and all that good stuff. But yeah, it's no hard feelings between me and you. I think it was good that I kept my distance for a little while, and I wanted to see what you would end up doing. And yeah, I've always enjoyed the show. You know that. I've always been a fan. So what am I going to do?
Well, there was a lot of people who have said similar things, and of course, I wish all that stuff would not have happened. It was a low point. I didn't just put out that Telegram message about killing myself. Like, I literally was considering that pretty heavily at the time, and then I was pointed in another direction, and things went where they went. But regardless of all that, I've been covering this just objectively, and my fortes, I know I'm doing the internet drama coverage today and all that stuff, but my forte is actually politics and media and the intersection of the two. And I see these A-log faggots who don't really know what the fuck's going on, and they say, well, Nick's done and this and that, and I'm thinking, why are they even saying shit like that? Like, he's not done. He's bigger than he's ever been, though, Dalton. Like, I'm like, what? Why are they?
I know, and here's my take on that. Seriously, serious take, I guess, on Nick's generational run. Which you're right. That's what it is.
Yeah.
He is, one of his greatest skills is adaptability. His ability to know what's going on almost before it happens. He has an ear to the pulse. He knows what to say and what to do. About this whole, think about the whole Peter Thiel, JD Vance thing. Think about the Trump thing. Think about, Israel and all this stuff that he's been talking about for years. This isn't a situation where it's a wave. I heard someone on a Twitter space the other night talking about how he's just riding a wave and it'll subside. The reality is Nick has had a steady incline since he started his show way back when. And he's only gained popularity. He's only gained momentum since that's occurred. And this isn't on the basis of anyone else but him. This isn't on the basis of, oh, well, Trump in 2016. That's like, and I don't know how cool you are with some of these people, but I'll name some names. Like Milo or Steven Crowder or, even
Who?
Gavin McInnes.
Milo,
I'm
who's
a
that?
huge fan of.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry. I'm just joking, of course. Yeah.
These people relied on a wave. Nick really doesn't rely on that. He kind of just does his own thing, says what he believes, and his viewpoint is becoming popular. His points of view are resonating with people. People agree. So I see what you're saying, man. I don't think he's not going away, and he's not going away anytime soon. That's for sure. He's a genius in my opinion.
He's not going away, and I see. First off, I called it while it was happening. We were doing a show live that day, and the clip came out of Candace and Tucker talking, and I had my hands like this across my face, thinking, "Wow, this is the dumbest thing I've seen in a while." Because Nick's going to take this and he's going to parlay it immediately, and he did that very night. And I'm sitting here coming up now. He had a lot of time to. And he's really good at what he does too. But like, I'm sitting here calling some of the attacks he's going to make. Like Tucker Carlson, I didn't even know my daddy was CIA, but Nick knew. And I'm like, okay, you're full of shit, right? Like, it's so bad. I'm like, oh God, he's gonna knock this out of the park. Like I can sit here and call some of the shots he's about to take. And not only did I call it, but he took it even further than I thought, right? Like he totally parlayed it into a major victory, and he's still riding high off of it.
I'll answer this question from Incel Simp.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Wignat, which is his full name. Incel Simp Wignat, full name. He says, Dalton, do you think your AF former friends will ever take you back? I'm friends with everyone that I have been friends with for since I started streaming. The only friend that I have grown distant from that I feel as though I've truly lost in any capacity is Beardson. And that does suck. And some of that is on me. And I've talked about that. And I think that my actions moving forward are, going to prove that I've learned a lot. I went through a hard time. I did some crazy shit. I said some crazy things. And, it is what it is. I apologize to him. He's one of the few people I apologize to. Nick and I are cool. Tyler and I are cool. All the people that I really care about and have collaborated with and worked with, we're good. So I guess that's my take.
Beardson, I said a lot of things about Beardson. And we've known each other. I've known him longer than I've known Nick, right? Going way back. Yeah. Paul Town, same way. Now, Paul Town and I never had any type of falling out. And I remember Paul
Town's great. I love Paul Town to death.
I remember him trolling New York Magazine and Olivia Nuzzi, whatever the bitch's name is called, like 2015, literally 2015, 2016. The guy's an absolute legend. We never had any falling out, but, Beardson... we did, right? And him and I'm not even trying to start shit, but like him and Wurzelroot actually helped save my life one night. I've told this story, but he said Ralph's gonna be dead in a year, and he's saying all this stuff. I'm like, okay, well, I'm still alive, but I don't hold anything against them. Hopefully, they don't hold anything too deeply against me. But yeah, I did go a little hard on those guys. I do know. I won't say how I know, but I'm very aware that some of my recent commentary has kind of penetrated some of that in a little bit, in a few ways, but it hasn't really penetrated with Beardson. I am aware of that too. So I don't know. I don't have any hard feelings against them.
I mean, listen, I definitely have hard feelings. I'm not going to lie to you. But it is something that maybe it'll heal with time. Maybe it won't. Maybe that that era is over in a sense, and I'm comfortable with that. It does suck, looking back because I hung out with Beardson IRL.
Me
We
too.
did a lot of cool stuff. We lived nearby. Um, so we had a good time. I don't think I'm totally in the wrong. And I wish that we could have a conversation about that. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. Where's the roots? Whatever. I'm not too bent out of shape about that one.
Well, I haven't talked to.
I do know your
Yeah.
history there. And I remember, we all kind of, there was some stuff behind the scenes that I know that Boris and I were talking about with you at that time. And
Well, I was in a deep.
we
I've
did.
told this story before, but I was in Los Angeles, and my estranged wife had left me, and I accidentally took. I've told this story before, but I accidentally. Well, maybe I shouldn't tell it in full detail, but I accidentally took some stuff that I didn't mean to take, and it was about 45 hits of the stuff I didn't mean to take, and
What was it? Do you mind saying?
Well, it was acid. Is what it was.
Oh, okay, let's go.
Yeah, and so I accidentally took 45 hits of acid, and I was talking to him on the phone, and he's like, I was thinking about this was the the first time that I was thinking about ending it all that year. The second time was in Florida when shit broke loose. But he said, "No, Ralph. Like, what are you talking about? You're a legend. I've been watching you since I was in high school, and you just need to get sober and get right, and we're all behind you." Basically, I talked to him for an hour or two during that time period, that night. And it was a dark time, but I got through it, and he'd help me with that. And go ahead, I'll let Penn click. That was kind of the story.
Sent $3. It all started with that damn hamburger. You should have paid for it, Dalton.
I don't know what the hamburger story
Fuck
is.
you, by the way. Oh my goodness.
But
yeah,
Beardson
that's a throwback.
I know why they. So basically, there was a fake dox that was given to me by Milo. Let's just be real, and that was kind of set up for me to roll with it. And it wasn't.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was Milo who gave me that stuff. He's pretty good. I'm not even trying to throw him under the bus, but he knew I was kind of at a low point there in Florida, and he kind of, was in my ear, and you can't let these people chase you out of town, and basically playing on some of the worst thoughts that I'd had.
Captain Reynolds sent $2 on Rumble. I like weed and coffee.
Thank you, Reynolds. I mean, there were people kind of trying to push me out of town, but it wasn't necessarily all personal, on their account, right? Like I was kind of a mess at that time, right? Not kind of, I was. So
yeah, and I think we all. We all kind of felt that way. There wasn't really I know a lot of us didn't come at you directly. We kind of let that ship sail almost. And I think the sentiment was, Ralph he's dealing with something. And, we cared about you. And I still do. And a lot of those guys still do in some capacity. So I'm glad you're doing well now.
Well, thank you.
I really am.
And I appreciate it. And I, again, wish stuff didn't go like it did, but those people, the chanting and all that stuff, that was genuine. And I still have love from some of those people, and I get messages, and, I don't know. It was a complicated situation. Things were kind of going up in smoke in my life. And, Milo's like, hey, you can't let this guy push you out of town. These people are like, you're the alpha male. You can't let this happen.
Yeah.
When really I either should have just left or should have got some shit together. Anyway, it's all done now. It is what it is. I just have to deal with it. But there's a lot of different things going on. Then I kind of got into my head like, this is the way to get my life back. And I've talked about it before. Maybe my wife back too, right? And I don't know.
What are you pursuing that?
Well, not now. I mean, no, that ship.
Oh, okay.
The ship is sailed. But at the time, it was like I almost needed. Well, I thought I needed like a mission. You know what I mean? Like this is something I need to pursue. Like this is gonna get me what I want. When in reality, it took me further away from what I wanted. I talked about this shit before, so I won't waste the audience's time. But yeah, it was a lot of that, honestly. And I just think about now, it's funny, the further you get removed from stuff, I don't really think about, because the people will say people were anti-America First, anti-Nick. They'll come in my chat and say, remember when so-and-so said this or when so-and-so did that? And I'm like, not really. I said a lot of shit about a lot of different people, Nick included. And I don't really focus on that. Of course, they were saying shit about me because I was on the absolute warpath.
Thank
and I'm
you.
a fucking
This
psycho.
is exactly
Yeah.
my take on a lot of the internet stuff. It's like, at the end of the day, if you want to build a bridge, if you want to, be cool with a prior friend again online, you just have to both acknowledge, hey, there was a lot of awful things done and said to and about one another. And as soon as you can do that, it's like, okay, doesn't matter who started it. Doesn't matter if you said this or he said that. That doesn't matter. You can move forward and start and work to rebuilding that trust. But it's not about, oh, do you remember that they said that? It's like, well, yeah, but I also said, this or that.
Well, yeah, they never bring up that part.
You had the right.
Yeah, it's like, oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, if I want to go back and think about that, but I can also remember the things I said about Nick, about his family, about Beardson, about Wordsworth. Like, I remember all that shit if I really want to think about it. But you know what I really remember is the great time we had in 2022, all the way leading up to Ralphamania. People talk about the Warski stream where he got his block knocked off and all these crazy moments. I just talked about our Russia-Ukraine stream, and I don't know. It was a great time, and those are the things I really think about, actually. So
It really was a great time. And so there's just as many, if not more, good memories as there are bad.
Way more, to be honest. So let's have you back on officially at some point, and we could plan some stuff maybe. But thoughts on King Cobra and some of the stuff that we talked about, like a little encapsulation here.
Yeah. It's sad, obviously, and I'm sure, like a lot of your audience here. I apologize, I don't know if you can hear anything. I'm out to lunch, but at the end of the day, King Cobra was an internet legend, was a character. I was an observer for 5-6 years. Enjoyed him, and I enjoyed some of the antics that he would get into and some of the pranks that people would pull, but never wished him any harm. And I believe that a lot of people never wished him any harm. I believe a lot of people cared about him. I just think that there's like a sick, subhuman group of individuals that really, really wanted to do everything they could to make his life harder and to mock and ridicule him. But he gave a lot of people a lot of laughs. He provided a lot of good content, and he was great. There's nothing really, like, at the end of the day, everybody makes dumb decisions. Everybody does crazy things. Everybody, fucks up every now and then. But King Cobra was truly one of a kind, even in the name, even in the look. Everything about it was sort of this culmination of stuff that he had lived through. And it's a beautiful thing. And I know that there's a lot of crocodile tears, but there's also a lot of people that will genuinely miss him, his family, his close friends, and my heart goes out to them. So yeah, shout out King Cobra, and he had a good heart. That's true.
Very well put, sir. And it was great talking to you. I know you're out and about, so I don't want to keep you too long, but I appreciate it. Yeah. It was good. It's good hearing your voice. I know that might sound gay, but we've done a lot of stuff together, and it's been a long time, but it was good hearing your voice, and I hope you're doing well, and hopefully.
Well, hey, I was thinking so. I'm coming out of retirement. You got to come on my show.
I'm down.
We got to do it.
I'm down 100%. Anytime you want me, let me know, and I'd love to have you back here on the Killstream, sir.
All right, man. You have a great day.
You too. Dalton Clodfelter here live on the Killstream. Where's my button? Unexpected? Very cool. Doom says good to hear from him. I agree 100%. And
thank you for watching this clip by Colonel J. This is the King of Bold here. Remember to like and subscribe. Juice.